Greetings and welcome to Alpha Bravo Pinball. I'm Andre, and today on the program, I'm excited to have not one but two games to show you. One that I plan to get, you probably guessed, that is the Stern King Kong Pro behind me, and one absolutely not planned. I won a pinball machine, unbelievable. Won't keep you in suspense. That is the Williams Swords of Fury, also behind me. We will take a look at both games. I'll tell you how that all went down, and we'll play a few games. Let's get started. All right, folks, so just what the heck happened? How did I end up with two pinball machines when I was only planning for one? As you may or may not know, recently in California here, we had an absolutely wonderful show, an event I look forward to every year called the Golden State Pinball Festival. Festivals like this are a great opportunity, if you didn't know, to pick up some brand new games. Well, almost brand new at a slight discount. At this show, our local distributor, Pinball Pirate, those folks are awesome. Shout out to Pinball Pirate. They did offer some games at a discount in exchange for them being used as demo units at the show. They're basically 3 days old. They get 3 days of play. They're unboxed at the beginning of the show. They get 3 days of play throughout the festival, and then at the end of the last day, you take it home. So this is what I had planned for. Brought my truck. I set it up ahead of time. It's nice to get a small discount on a brand new game, and of course the Keith Elman games are all amazing. So of course, I had to get one. That's the game that I planned. Now, also at the show was a raffle, a charity raffle. And I entered the raffle, and to my shock and surprise, I won. And the raffle was for the Williams Sword of Fury. Now, you might be thinking that, I go to a lot of shows, I enter a lot of raffles, it was bound to happen sooner or later. Actually, no, that could not be further from the truth. I've actually never entered a raffle before. It was my first one, and literally right off the bat, boom, I win a game. Unbelievable luck. But with that, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to all of you watching. Thank you to Golden State Pinball for putting on such an amazing show. Thank you to whoever donated the machine, and as you're about to see, did a tremendously great job shopping the game out. This is not a rust bucket like piece of junk that this game is garbage. No, they restored it. They cleaned it, and they replaced all the rubbers, and they put new flipper bats, and it flips amazingly well, almost like a new game. They put LEDs in it. The displays, it's got these replacement displays that have been put in after the fact. Those are not cheap, folks. Someone actually put care and money into this game. So to whoever did that, thank you so much. Now we're about to look at both games. I'm going to do a comparison between the two. On the surface, they look like they could not be further apart, two different generations of games. But what surprised me looking at them up close is they actually do have quite a few things in common. Let's take a look. Released by Stern Pinball in April of 2025, at the time of recording, King Kong is Stern's latest release. It was designed by Keith Elman and features 4 flippers. It has a standard 2-flipper arrangement at the bottom, it has a full-size top right flipper, and a mini flipper in the top left. Released by Williams in 1998, Swords of Fury was designed by Doug Watson, Steve Kirk, and Tony Kramer. Like King Kong, it also is a 4-flipper game with a standard bottom 2 flippers, a full-size flipper at the top, although admittedly not really on the right, and a mini flipper on the top left of the game. Moreover, on both machines, the mini flipper is effectively a mini playfield area on the top left of the game, and both of these areas you're shooting at drop targets with the mini flippers. Pretty cool, right? Of course, on King Kong, there's a bit more going on with an orbit and ramp shot also available from that area, and it's not actually an elevated playfield the way it is on Swords of Fury. Nevertheless, I think it's pretty neat they share that in common. Putting the two playfields side by side, by the way, do you notice anything missing from either of these games? That's right, neither has any pop bumpers. It's so interesting they share that trait When games without pop bumpers are definitely not very typical in pinball, the vast majority of games do have them. Another neat feature shared by both games is the ability to juggle the ball between the top two flippers, also an uncommon trait in pinball. What do I mean by this? Well, on King Kong, for instance, from the top right flipper, you can get the ball to the top left flipper, and then from that one, back to the top right flipper. With precise shots, you can do this repeatedly. It's a similar story on Swords of Fury. From the mini playfield up top, the ball feeds down to the full-size top flipper, and with a ramp shot, you can get it back up to the top left mini flipper. Just like on Kong, with good aim, you can move the ball back and forth between these two flippers. Cool, right? Pretty neat. They both can do this. In terms of ramps, Kong is a 3-ramp game with a center ramp up the middle, a side ramp makeable from the top right flipper, and the ramp I was just talking about tucked away in the top left corner of the game. Swords of Fury, on the other hand, is a 2-ramp game. It also has a center ramp, makeable from the bottom, but much easier from the top flipper for sure, as well as a ramp on the right side of the game. You can't really see what's going on in that ramp because it's totally covered up by the center ramp, but that right side ramp shot feeds the top mini playfield at the top and is the easiest way of getting up there by far. Kong's right side orbit isn't quite as hidden as the one on Swords of Fury, but just from the pictures I had seen online before getting the game, I had a real hard time figuring out what was going on there, so let me explain. Behind the gong shot is a hole, which acts as a mode start, but that area is completely cut off and unrelated to the right orbit. The right orbit comes around and hits a stand-up target, which can fling the ball around all the way to the top right flipper, or a ball can fall in that hole there. This is a lot more visible on the Pro version, by the way. That whole area is a bit obscured from view on the Premium and LE, which has a physical ball lock there. Just a few other things to point out. Both games feature a large number of insert lights that update you on the progress of the game. This was pretty much necessary on older games, of course, where there's no computer screen up there to communicate that stuff with you, but not all modern games are as good about doing this. I still far prefer looking at the playfield to monitor my status in the game versus having to look up at the screen, so I very much appreciate all the playfield inserts on Kong. And lastly, of course, both games have multi-ball play. While Swords has a physical ball lock, Kong has one only on the Premium and LE tiers. On the Pro version of the game like mine, the ball lock is virtual instead of physical, which means the balls aren't held on the playfield. Instead, the game just keeps track of them in software, and when it's time for multi-ball, the game will plunge into play automatically all the balls for multi-ball. In terms of mechanisms and play features, again, I'll say they do share some in common. The main thing you are shooting for in both games are stand-up targets, drop targets, ramps, and spinners. Swords has 3 spinners and also 2 horseshoe shots that return the ball to you. And Kong has a few tricks up its sleeve as well. It has a magnet on the bottom half of the playfield that definitely adds to the randomness and chaotic feeling that a pinball machine should have, of course, and a player-controlled diverter in the top left area that lets you control whether to feed the ball to the mini flipper or send it back down to the bottom left flipper. Those are the main things I wanted to highlight on both games. As you saw, they have a lot more in common that one might think of at first glance. But with that said, do they play anything alike? I would say not at all, actually. They feel worlds apart and don't at all feel similar in the slightest. Let's play a game on each and check out some gameplay footage. All right, folks, let's play some Swords of Fury.
Challenge me!
I will challenge you. Plunge right off the bat to the top playfield. By the way, I'm not an expert at this game. I literally got it just a couple of days ago. I've only played it a handful of times. But I do know that you want the drop targets that are flashing, and as they drop down, they make your life harder because the ball can fall through. There's one completion. Completing target banks is pretty much the name of the game here. There's some stand-up targets, the drop-up targets, and at the very left, it appears there is a ball lock, which is like kind of a hard shot, honestly. I need to, all the way at the tip of the flipper. Right side shot goes back up top. Oh, and there's ball 1. Now it's fast. All right, I'm going to try to at least get a multi-ball, show you how it's done. All right, another completion up top. No, back up top. Skinny, skinny center ramp. One more. There you go. Second completion. There's the horseshoe. A lot of barking in this game, too. Oh, got the completion off the lane. Oh, center post. Haha, gotta let it be. Then there's a ball lock.
Found power 1.
Oh, the sound and music in this game are something else. Definitely a product of the time. There's a completion. Try to get a second ball lock. Center ramp may go up there. There's a light on the center ramp that tells you where the ball is going to divert to, I believe. Or you can just go to the leftmost lane again. Ooh, that is one skinny.
Go for the tunnel.
One skinny shot. There you go, ball lock 2. You can also just go to the left there. And now there's a green flashing light at that shot for a multi-ball. What did I do? What did I do? Did I get an extra ball? Oh, and a multi-ball.
Free the Titan.
Nice. Oh, it's a cool release too. The balls all come out. Oh, evil game. Didn't get to even to flip with multiple balls. But you saw how the music changed there. It's a cool game. All right, there's another lock. Let's see if we can get a second multi-ball.
Found power 1.
A better one. Probably should have flipped from the top flipper. Oh, almost. There you go.
Found
All right, there's that. Oh, we're not far from a second one. Hopefully I do better this time. Small save there, no sweat. There you go. All right, let's see if I can do better. I believe the jackpot is on a roving jackpot in the mini playfield upstairs. Oh, there's one gone. Upstairs. Give it to me. Nope. Yeah, there was indeed a roving upstairs. It's cool. It's a fun game, this, with all these flippers, and it's definitely different. I don't think I've ever played a game that feels anything like this, honestly. It's so weird, but not in a bad way. Woo! The horseshoe's cool, too.
Found power 1.
All right, can we get another multi-ball? Everything seems to work on this copy of the game, too. Both diverters. I mean, yeah, it flips well. It's just so lucky. There's a completion. Whew. Extra ball is flashing. I can somehow earn it. Avenger, I believe, is so that's the stand-ups. Oh, and I drain! So down here it says Avenger, scorelit value, and it's all the way up to extra ball. So I'm assuming if I get all the stand-ups, I will earn an extra ball. But oh, and I'm up to 4 million. Not bad. All right, last ball. See if my extra ball's still lit. See if I can get all the stand-ups this time. They're kind of tough to get from the bottom. The E and the R are definitely tough.
Found power 2.
So now, see, the stand-ups stay down, so it makes it, or the drop targets stay down, rather, on the top playfield, so it makes it all the harder to get them. So the ball just wants to come back down. I need the R, A, V, N, G. Oh! And that's it. That's a drain. I did not manage to get my extra ball. I think that's going to do it for this game. This gives you an idea. Oh yeah, and of course the shame multi-ball locks are released. Anyway, that is Swords of Fury. I think it's a pretty cool game, honestly. I had no idea what to expect. Wasn't expecting much. But it's a really fun game. The System 11 era is just such a cool era of pinball, kind of this transition point between the solid state era, very simple games that basically took like electromechanical logic and implemented as digital logic, and then just gradually the rules became more complex to the rules of today, and this is kind of this halfway period. So very, very cool. Let's switch on over to Kong and see how it compares. All right, folks, now let's play some King Kong. Skill shot into the pit, which I missed, but no switches, so you can get at it with the flipper. Not awarded, though. This will be probably more an impressions video than a deep dive on the rules, as A, I've only had it for less than a week, and B, the game is still very early, so the code is super early.
Lock is lit.
All right, mode start here at the gong. Across the chasm. Where's the swamp? Escape the swamp. And in the pit award, I also got a light lock for the main multi-ball of the game. So you'll see lock 1 is flashing lit at the center ramp. Once that lock 1 is lit, actually it's pretty easy to get to multi-ball from there, since the center shot on the game is one of the easiest shots on the game. As you can see, it's just like boom, boom, boom. Hit right into multi-ball. That's the top flipper juggling I was talking about earlier on in the video. And into the gong. Where Kong like punches the snake. Whew. Oh, and that left orbit, it doesn't look like it can go from the bottom, but it can. It just boom right up there. All right, not the greatest ball one. However, we do have the 2 balls locked for the main multi-ball in the game, and yeah, we'll go start another mode and play the main multi-ball.
Secret skill shot. Kong Redder collected. Lost Temple is lit.
All right, that might be the start of multi-ball.
King Kong
Yes.
multi-ball. Complete the drop targets to light jackpot.
Complete the drop targets. Interesting. It's gonna be hard to focus on the drop targets with 3 balls going, but center post. Forgot to mention that in the earlier part of the video. Another common trait between this and Swords of Fury is the center post. Oh, there you go. That was I think I finished the drop targets. All right, now I see a flashing pink. Everything's draining, but still in ball save. Generous ball save time. Oh man, it's gonna be tough getting that upper ramp shot while trying not to drain at the bottom. I do see a green arrow at the left orbit. Probably try to do that one.
4, 3, 2, 1.
There you go. Oh, and I got lucky. There's 3 lanes on the bottom. The center one is the danger one. And I lucked out. I survived it. All right, let's try to capture here and see what's lit. It says complete drops to light jackpots. All right, back to the drop targets. Okay, one more drop target. There you go.
Get the jackpot.
And the jackpot is now at the top. Orange shot. How best to get up there? from the mini. It's the ramp from the mini flipper that I need. Yeah, the jackpots on the top flipper shots are not easy to get when you're in multi-ball. Alright, there's a green shot at the center ramp. Let's do that one.
Ball, relock! Jackpot's double!
Alright, still got a red arrow at the top. Let's see. Alright, into the pit. No, it's at the helicopter. Got it. Yes. Ooh, 9 million super.
Double scoring!
Looks like we've got 2x scoring here. Still, the jackpot is still at the helicopter shot.
G. 5, 4, 3.
Oh no! Double drain, double drain. All right, well, still not terrible for ball one. We'll take it. So that was the main multi-ball of King Kong, which I lucked into starting very early as an award from the pit. Normally it's not, you don't see it quite that early in the game. All right, no, don't, come on. Whew. It's like the ball was taking its time here. I let it go, but it almost missed the grace period. All right, so normally at the start of the game, you know, you're gonna get some blue-white arrows, light the mode start at the gong, and then start a mode at the gong, so. Oh, punch the Kong. Island lock.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you King Kong!
On this, I have literally never seen, so we're seeing it together for the first time. I wasn't lying when I said I've only played this like a dozen times or so. Game absolutely destroyed, but thankfully all in the ball save period. And I see a purple arrow at the center shot. Let's do that. Now it's at the right orbit. Did I get it? Yes. Now the center orbit shot, I guess I'll call it. Did it not register? Yeah, right. Pink arrow at the. Oh, nope. Well, that was stage fright, I think it was called. Interesting. Now we're in a standard mode when the curtains open there and select an island scene. That's kind of the stuff that you'll see more typically after starting the game. We'll go to Stegosaurus Encounter. The other thing I want to show you, which is the kind of the easiest multi-ball to start, is the one that's triggered from the pit, which is the magnet area at the front left. So if you just mash on that area. Interesting, I'm in a 2-ball multi-ball here. I have no idea why.
We're losing valuable footage and dollars, folks.
I actually learned a lot about the games that I own myself just from kind of rewatching my game footage. Unfortunately, when you're playing, you just can't really look up at the screen at all the text and all that it's telling you. There's a lot that you can learn from that screen. So it's nice watching others play, because then you do have time to look at the screen more. But yeah, even when I'm just playing single-player games and recording them, I'll rewatch the footage. It's like, oh, that's that thing that did that thing. It's like, yeah. I also like watching a lot of tournament streams online. One, because those players are amazing; they're so much better than me. And two, because you'll just learn. Oh, and a bad drain. That was ball 3. I don't think we quite triggered the pit multi-ball, but nevertheless, decent game. $200 million-ish. I'm rounding. We'll take it. I think this gives you a good enough idea of what it's like shooting King Kong. Now, of course, this is nothing, right? The high scores have just been reset, so it's not really a high score game. But anyway, gives you an idea. Gameplay's nothing like Swords of Fury. Like I said, they're both great. If they have anything else in common that I haven't already mentioned, is that they just both feel totally unique, like nothing else out there. Both of these games, there's nothing I can say kind of shoots similar to either of these. So I consider them both highly, highly original layouts. It's probably the shortest way of summarizing it. With that, I'll say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy this video. And join me again next time for more pinball here on Alpha Bravo Pinball. Good night, everyone.